welcome once again to USA Championship Wrestling. I'm Gordon Soley, along with Ron Fuller. And Ron, there it is, the check for $1,000 for today's Cyclone Stampede match.
That's right. Cyclone Stampede is going to involve the Riches, the RPM, Scott Armstrong, the Shogun, and Ron Sexton as the 7 men involved, and it ought to be a dynamite match. And that's one of the matches on the program today. It's not the only match. There's others, too.
Amen to that. But I just wanted you all to see that check. We'll be filling in the name a little bit later on. We are going to be seeing a special challenge situation. Bill Dundee going up against this J.D. Wolf. I've got to give J.D. Wolf credit. This man doesn't know how to say die.
Well, that's right. A couple of weeks ago, Bill Dundee beat him in record time, and then J.D. Wolf won him back, and he beat him twice in one day, and he's challenged him again for the program here. So maybe once and for all, J.D. Wolf is going to find out who the better man is.
Amen to that. Or could it be the other way around? We also have an interesting situation coming up with Hector Guerrero in our video of the week. We'll be seeing the dog in action, and Mr. Landell says he has some things to talk about, so we'll be with him a little bit later on. And then, of course, we'll have the drawing for the Cyclone Stampede that'll take place here on this hour. But right now, though, let's go to our ring announcer, Phil Rainey, for our first match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first match will be a one-fall match with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing in the ring at this time from Hendersonville, Tennessee, weighing 210 pounds, J.D. Wolf. His opponent from down under, the Australian heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Dundee.
Superstar Bill Dundee getting set to get into the ring, and he is indeed a popular athlete and very, very popular with the ladies, I've noticed.
Well, he certainly is, and he's certainly Australia's most famous wrestler. He's probably held more belts within the United States than any other wrestler. I could notice there on the beginning of that match, Gordon, I don't know if the camera picked it up, J.D. Wolf thought about charging Dundee on the start of the match, and I think he had second thoughts again because he remembered what happened to him a couple of weeks ago here on the program.
Deja vu, no question about it. All right, Bill Dundee moving around very nicely, circles his man, moves in, collar and elbow. J.D. up against the ring post, and it is Dundee with a very quick arm drag takedown, another wing over takedown. A couple of pats on the gluteus maximus, and he's got J.D. Wolf is all hyped up anyway, but now he's really getting hyper.
Well, I think probably Dundee's playing a little psychological game with him. Dundee's beat him a couple of times, and he really has his number, and he knows he has his number, and now he's going to play with him psychologically, and I got a feeling he may take him again before it's over, too.
Well, I'll tell you what. I shouldn't laugh, Ron, but...
I can't help it. I'm sorry, Gordon, but I'm telling you, he outsmarted him there. He played the game right over to the edge of the ring. That's not having ring presence is what I'd say, not recognizing where you are in the ring.
Hey, man, that's like walking off a curb, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, some people do that, don't they, Gordon?
That's a fact. All right, back in the ring once again. J.D. Wolf trying to offer a challenge. And Dundee, tiring of that sport, decided, well, let's let him have one right in the face. So J.D. is back on his feet, holding that nose, complaining to the referee.
Well, Dundee is really playing head games with J.D. Wolf. I mean, big-time head games.
Where do we got wrestling coming up this week, Ron?
Well, in Ducktown, Tennessee, as a matter of fact, on Monday, and Powell Valley on Tuesday, Maryville, Tennessee on Thursday, Sevierville, the big card on Friday, Hazard, Kentucky next Saturday night, and tonight the Stampede start right here in Knoxville, Gordon. Big one for $32,000, and the Stampedes are getting underway, and that's what everybody is primed for.
Certainly no question about that, and hopefully I can make it here in time, or back here in time, I should say. I'll be on hand to perhaps present somebody with that check for $32,000. J.D. Wolf in a lot of trouble now, and I wonder or if he's having second thoughts about having made this challenge?
I think he certainly is, Gordon. I think he really had second thoughts on that clothesline just a second ago. He really had to do some thinking about it. Dundee has really crossed his running light several times already in this match and just continued the nice power slam there.
Notice the way he hooked the forearm and leg. And so J.D. finds out once again for the third time. And let's take a look at that and replay once again, Ron.
Well, as you can see, Dundee sets him up here, fits him across into the ropes. He'd already taken his measure with 2 or 3 punches. He encroaches him here for a slam and powers him right on into that power slam. Hooks the far leg, which a lot of young wrestlers fail to do. It's a strong point, and he gets the big 3 count. That's it for J.D. Wolf.
All right, and so the superstar Bill Dundee chalks up another victory. Well, our video of the week this week concerns Hector Guerrero. And I want you all to take a look at this young fellow as he comes out. He is a second-generation wrestler, an outstanding athlete, no question about that. I can't take that away from him. He is also extremely vociferous, as you'll find out momentarily. Mr. Guerrero, I understand that you have a very special tape you'd like to have us see.
Yes, I want to show you my supremacy as a Mexican wrestler to the United States type of wrestling. Let me tell you people one thing. You are very, very, very prejudiced, and you can take it from me that I'm telling you that. Don't you ever forget that, because I'm coming from another country, and you have not treated me right.
Well,
so I'm going to show you what kind of supremacy I have. Now, you might not like my tactics. I don't like yours either.
All right, let's not argue with the people, Hector. Let's go ahead and take a look at what you're talking about.
All right.
These are the greatest wrestling fans in the world.
Wait a minute. Are you for these people?
Absolutely.
Well, here you go. You got one of the greats here, one of your American greats. Well, my, one of the nightmares. You see that low blow? See that low blow? That's the kind of people you are. You people, you do that. You take low blows and you give them because that's the way you are. It's okay. I come here and I'm going to be the best you're ever going to see because I know how to wrestle. I came from a wrestling family and my family is great. And if you like it or not, you got to admit it that I'm good.
Well, I certainly have to admit that you do have great skills and talents in the ring, no question.
Well, look at it. Look at it. Look at that flying body press with an inversion. You see the referee not going for the count?
Well, the shoulder was up.
Well, the shoulder was up. The only thing I see, Mr. Gordon, is that you're biased. You're one way, and that's the way it is. Why? Because you're an American, too?
Well, sir, I'm very proud to be an American, just as you're very proud of being from Mexico.
That's right.
But,
just look at what I'm going to do here.
All right,
take this man out and before he knows that he's a goner.
All right, he moved to one side here, and you seem to be a bit embarrassed.
You got lucky. The people were telling him, move. Yeah, you're going to move. You're going to move. When I start hitting you, that's the way I look at it. The way I look at it, you people all talk about Americans. Yeah, well, I'm telling you something. Mexico's in America, too. So when you say American, you're talking about me. You're talking about Canadians. You're talking about South Americans. Americans are all of us, not you. That's why I call you people prejudiced.
Well, beautiful drop kick by Davis. Beautiful drop kick.
Well, he's getting lucky again. Danny Davis always getting lucky. The way I used to look at it, he ought to go back to trying being a colonel. And what gets to me is you people support him. Oh, just because he's he's American goody two-shoes. Well, I got a lot of surprises for all you goody two-shoes. Many, many surprises. You know, he's coming up with a good move here where he's learned in Mexico, and I learned that by myself, you see.
Well, a near fall, and now what do you call this, sir? You're using the fist feather.
This is taking advantage of the situation, Gordon. This is knowing what to do at the right time at the right place.
Good duck under by Davis.
There you go. You see the fist again? Being an illegal maneuver like always.
Well, after all, he's fighting fire with fire. You started, in my opinion.
Well, okay. You want to fight fire with fire? You just take a look at this. I'll fight fire with fire because I am one way, and one way is to myself. I'll tell you something. I come here with a mission. I told you people that from the very beginning that I came here. I'm going to avenge Mexico for what you've done to it. You've tried to take away its dignity. Okay, I'm going to take your dignity away by beating your wrestlers in your own ring, in your own hometown, in your country. I'm going to take you down. This is, like I say, taking advantage of the situation. I don't see anything.
All right, there.
Well, like I say, Gordon, who are you for? Are you for them?
All right, you got the pinfall.
Well, I got the pinfall. I got the win. The way I look at it, I should advance. Bill got lucky by getting together with the referee there and calling a flip of the coin. And now he comes out and he wins the coin toss, which I didn't even get a chance to see what it was. I might have been the winner. The way I look at it, all you people are prejudiced.
Well,
you talk about it. Just look around.
All right.
Look who you're prejudiced against.
Thank you
You're
very
prejudiced
much.
against your own people, the Indians, and they're the ones that were here
Un momento,
before.
por favor. We'll be right back.
It's USA Championship Wrestling coming Thursday, May the 5th, Somerset, Kentucky's National Guard Armory. Then Friday, May the 6th at Harlan, Kentucky's Kaywood High School Gym. Friday, May the 13th at Paintsville, Kentucky at the high school gym. And then next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky's Memorial Gym, match time 8 p.m. for the first annual Night of Champions. The USA Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. The champion, the Mongolian Stomper, defends against the Bullet. The USA Tag Team Championship, as the tag team champions, the Rock and Roll RPMs, defend against Johnny and Davey Rich. Tennessee Heavyweight Championship on the line. Nature Boy Buddy Landell defends against the world's strongest man, Doug Furnace. Hector Guerrero versus Scott Armstrong. The Dog versus Cousin Jr. The Shogun versus Bill Superstar Dundee. Tickets are on sale at Sports World and Hazard. Don't forget, next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky, the first annual Night of Champions, 8 o'clock, Memorial Gym. Pick up your tickets now at Sports World and Hazard. We'll see you at Hazard USA on the way.
USA Championship Wrestling will be in Harlan, Kentucky, and that'll be on Friday, May 6th, and on Friday, May 13th in Paintsville, Kentucky. Now then, advance tickets for the matches upcoming this coming week in Hazard, Kentucky are available at Sports World. Advanced ringside tickets available at Sports World, and a very important night of wrestling.
This is an important night for me. I know that. You know, in Hazard, Kentucky, every time you go somewhere for the first time, you want to make a big impression, Gordon. And when I go there, I want to impress the people at Hazard about what I've been about in the past. But most of all, I want to make an impression on Buddy Landell. He stole something that belonged to me a while back, and I intend to do everything in my power to get it back. And if anything happens, he brings some of his goofy little friends down. I got a couple of guys here that's going to be watching my back.
You got that right, Doug. Well, I can just tell you something, Mr. Shogun. I don't know nothing about you, and I'm sure you don't know nothing about me, but in Hazard, Kentucky, we're going to find out. And talking about big old good old boys, there's one right here, brother.
Howdy, neighbors. I'll be more than proud to be up there in Hazard, show off what my old good old country hillbilly brothers and sisters and neighbors and relatives have showed me. And if nothing else, we'll sit out back and we'll shoot a backer. We'll talk about the cows. We'll talk about the good old fishing holes. But mainly, I want to talk about Moondog Spot, because Spot, you and me scrapped many times in our time. But I believe this is going to be the scrap of all scraps. And I think I'm going to get the bone this time, if you know what I mean, neighbor.
All right, and don't forget now, advanced ringside tickets are available at Sports World for the matches in Hazard. Make your plans to attend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this television match will be a one-fall match with a 15-minute time limit. In the ring at this time, from parts unknown, weighing 240 pounds, Star Fighter number 2. And his opponent, from parts unknown, weighing 265 pounds, managed by Ron Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Dog.
Okay, the Dog moving into the ring. And by the way, that young lady wearing that T-shirt, Just Say No to Drugs. We certainly hope that all of you out there will heed that very, very good advice. Particularly, we're directing this to all of you youngsters in school. And if anybody ever comes on those grounds trying to sell you any kind of drugs, please let your principal or your teacher know about it right away. Hey, I'll tell you what. This fellow is liable to give the Dog a run for his money.
Well, he's lasting a lot better than most opponents do with the Dog. The Dog normally known for really jumping off to a quick start, and it looks like this time he's got jumped off on. And I noticed, I don't know if they pick him up on the camera here, but the old nemesis Wright and his USA champion Stomper have arrived at ringside. I'm wondering if he's out here to fire his Dog up or exactly what.
You never can tell with Ron Wright, that is for sure. Dog.
What do you think of that, sir?
Sending the Starfighter number 2 outside. And there you see the USA champion, Mongolian Stomper, and his manager, Ron Wright, and Starfighter. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad your vision and my vision is so bad that we saw something like that. That's really amazing that he can deny it.
As you can see, Dog seems to have the situation in control now. Once he gets himself a little help from the outside, he seems to be able to handle everything real easy at that point.
Good second effort on the part of the Starfighter as he came away from a possible pinning combination, and again he's outside the ring. And Ron Wright, I'm sure, indicating that he's only trying to help the man back into the ring. Those two sharp knees into the solar plexus have to take a lot of wind out of you. High knee lift that puts the Starfighter 2 back to the canvas.
Starfighter 2 is hanging in there. He is fighting. Now he's fighting 3 people, but he is hanging in there. Oh, gosh, he really took him with that clothesline there.
All right, the Dog up on the second rope. The Dog crashes down into the back of the Starfighter. And again, the Starfighter thrown outside the ring.
Yeah, it's not bad enough being thrown out of the ring, but to get this once you get there is a little bit too much, honestly.
Well, he's got a load of problems. He has been attacked now by 3 different competitors, 2 of whom are not supposed to be competing. Irish whip into that far turnbuckle.
And it looks like, again, they're sending him out. He has just one thing in mind, I suppose.
And smashing him on the platform just off our set. I thought for a minute we were about to get wiped out.
I did. I was about to get ready to move myself, Gordon. I figured he had eyes on putting him right here through our set, which I'm glad he didn't. And at least Ron Wright and Stomper are giving the Starfighter an opportunity to get back in the ring this time.
And so the Starfighter caught him that time with a knee. Good second effort. Had him up high, backdrop by the Starfighter. So the Starfighter beginning to give back some of that medicine that's been dished out.
Oh, he missed him there. If he'd have got him on that one, I believe we might have had a victory over the Dog, but all that weight coming off the ropes, too much for him.
All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at a replay of Ron Wright rather than the match here, because let's let everybody see that Ron Wright does, in fact, interfere.
Yes, it's pretty hard to deny this right here. It's a great shot by our cameraman. We don't need to see a replay. We see what takes most of the steam out of all his opponents right there.
No question about that. Well, I'll tell you what. I've been told that Mr. Landell has something that he wants all of us to see. So I thought it might be interesting to bring him out and find out exactly what's on his mind. He is the Tennessee heavyweight champion. And what precisely is it that you want to do now? I know you've been talking about engineering.
People want to know why that I ain't giving Doug Furnas a title shot, and I believe you got a piece of film, and it'll just show everything.
All right, let's just take a look at it.
Right here, the Stompers kicking Doug Furnas's brains in. You know, Doug ain't exactly been leading the right kind of life. That's right. He just don't do things just the right way they're supposed to be. So right here, he takes something out of his tights and he's hitting the Stomper with it. And there's Ron Wright, the good man that he is, sitting there minding his own business. Now, Furnas is trying to cripple the Stomper right here, and he's cussing him. You ought to heard the language he was using.
Well, I understand, and what is the point you're trying to make, Mr. Landell?
Well, I'm just trying to tell you that right now, Doug Furnas is up there. Now, I'm taking it upon myself to come down and show the boy a little bit of salvation. You know what I mean? Have him repent for his sins, what he's doing right here. And I'm trying to talk to him right here. And I laid my hand on top of his head and give him a little bit of inspiration. And the power flowed through my hand, and it just knocked him back. Can you believe that? It just knocked him on the ground. Because he ain't been living the kind of way he should be living. And I don't know. I felt an awful strong surge go through my hand. But I think he got the message. So I think it's funnier than hell myself.
I see. You really enjoyed something like that.
And that's the reason why I'm not giving the stupid goof another title shot. He don't deserve one.
All right.
He's a goof, man. Let him go back with Johnny Majors and Don DeVoe and the rest of them losers over at UT and do what they do best.
All right.
That's all I got to say. I'll see you later, pal.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute before you leave. I've got a tape I'd like to have you look at. Sit on down, buddy. And now let's take a look at this here. Now what do we have here?
What is that?
That looks like Doug Furnas pinning Buddy Landel.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. You know, it's guys like you and guys like Furnas that take tapes and splice them together and put in there the way they want them. There ain't no way in hell Doug Furnas can beat me. 1, 2, 3, no way at all. Ask these people out here. Hey, rednecks, can Doug Furnas beat me? Can Doug Furnas beat me? Not a chance. I don't know what goof you got to splice this film together, but it ain't too cute, and you tick me off, and I'm out of here. Still the champion, by the way.
Yeah, okay, well, I had a hunch that Mr. Landel would not be too pleased with that piece of film. Doug Furnas, I feel, will eventually get that title back if Mr. Landel will give him a title shot, and we'll be right back.
It's USA Championship Wrestling coming Thursday, May the 5th, Somerset, Kentucky's National Guard Armory. Then Friday, May the 6th at Harlan, Kentucky's Kaywood High School Gym. Friday, May the 13th at Paintsville, Kentucky at the high school gym. And then next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky's Memorial Gym, match time 8 p.m. for the first annual Night of Champions. The USA Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. The champion, the Mongolian Stomper, defends against the Bullet. The USA Tag Team Championship is the tag team champions. The Rock and Roll RPMs defend against Johnny and Davey Rich. Tennessee Heavyweight Championship on the line. Nature Boy Buddy Landel defends against the world's strongest man, Doug Furnas. Hector Guerrero versus Scott Armstrong. The Dog versus Cousin Jr. The Shogun versus Bill Superstar Dundee. Tickets are on sale at Sports World and Hazard. Don't forget, next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky, the first annual Night of Champions, 8 o'clock, Memorial Gym. Pick up your tickets now at Sports World and Hazard. We'll see you at Hazard USA on the way.
All right, we're getting set to go now with our Cyclone Stampede. The first thing we're going to have to do, obviously, is draw 4 positions. The Bullet leading the crowd.
We're feeling too good. You know, Gordon, we've been talking for weeks, and tonight's the night, 32,000 big ones. We've been talking Cyclone Stampede. Everybody's involved in it, a chance to win big money. And the party boys are especially happy because if one of us 4 win it, brother, it'll be the biggest party Knoxville has ever seen. Right, guys?
That's right, Bullet. That's right. Tonight, we got them RPMs in the tag match, but the big daddy of them all, 32 grand, baby. And the party boys can have one hellacious party on 30 grand.
I'll tell you what, 32 grand, look out caddies at that budget is, look out Caesars, it don't matter, the party boys are going to party hardy, and hey, remember one thing, who loves you, baby? The party boys love you!
Gordon, everybody's excited. It's been talking for weeks. Everybody's primed. Everybody's seasoned and ready for tonight. And I think tonight there'll be wrestling history made at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum because somebody's going to win 32 grand. And before it's over, who knows what'll happen when you get this many men for that much money? Who knows?
Well, you've got 16 men, and of course there'll be a series of matches in addition to that. We're going to be seeing a sample of the Cyclone Stampede, a miniaturized version, if you will, in just a couple of moments.
That's exactly right. Everybody will get a taste of exactly what's going to happen when you get a whole lot of folks, a whole lot of arms, a whole lot of legs kicking and stomping. And I hope I get that stomper in that one spot. It'll be a party for him and also Motormouth Ron Ryan.
All righty. It's party time and Stampede time, and we'll be back. Flips of paper in here because we have 7 men that are going to be competing in the Cyclone Stampede in just a moment or two. We also have a check here for $1,000 for the victor of the Cyclone Stampede.
And as you can see, it looks like Scott Armstrong will be representing one dressing room. And it looks like Mike Davis of the RPMs will be representing the other dressing room for the toss of coin. If it's all right with you, Gordon, I'll do the honors on the toss.
Okay.
All right,
Call it.
heads.
You call heads? Heads it is.
All right.
your dressing room, then your dressing room goes first as far as picking. And if the that's right.
Okay, tell my boys, come on up.
All right. The party boys coming out now, and
Okay. Give you a number.
all right.
Your number
Johnny
four in
Rich.
there.
Let me. Johnny Rich is number 7. Davy Rich, number 6. Scott Armstrong, number 1.
Okay, if we could have the participants from the other dressing room with the other 4 numbers involved here, we'll have the starting order for today's Stampede on television. This is quite an event for television program.
It sure is
Gordon.
first. It's a wrestling first, I'll tell you that right now. And, of course, this is a sort of a miniature thing because there's only 7. Most of them, there will be 16 or possibly 18 in there. All right, Mike Davis, number 3. Tom Drew, number 5. And this man, Ron Sexton, has number 4. And Shogun is number 2. So you've got 3. All right.
2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like the order, if our director could come up with it, Spruce back there in the truck could come up with the graphics here, and I believe we'll be able, at this point, to show the order.
All right, there we are.
There we go. This today, Scott Armstrong, number 1. Shogun, number 2. Mike Davis, the RPM's number 3. Ron Sexton, number 4. Tommy Lane, the RPM's number 5. Davy Rich, number 6. Johnny Rich, number 7.
Now, they will be separated by 60-second intervals.
That's right. And you can be eliminated by either being pinned in the middle of that ring or thrown over the top rope, battle royal style. And as in all these Stampedes, there'll be 2 referees for this event, as all Stampede events. And I guess after a few minutes, Gordon, we're going to get us one started here on television.
We are indeed. Let's do that right after we pause for these important words.
It's USA Championship Wrestling coming Thursday, May the 5th, Somerset, Kentucky's National Guard Armory. Then Friday, May the 6th at Harlan, Kentucky's Kaywood High School Gym. Friday, May the 13th at Paintsville, Kentucky at the high school gym. And then next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky's Memorial Gym, match time 8 p.m. for the first annual Night of Champions. The USA Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. The champion, the Mongolian Stomper, defends against the Bullet. The USA Tag Team Championship, as the tag team champions, the Rock and Roll RPMs, defend against Johnny and Davy Rich. Tennessee Heavyweight Championship on the line. Nature Boy Buddy Landell defends against the world's strongest man, Doug Furnace. Hector Guerrero versus Scott Armstrong. The Dog versus Cousin Jr. The Shogun versus Bill Superstar Dundee. Tickets are on sale at Sports World and Hazard. Don't forget, next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky, the first annual Night of Champions, 8 o'clock, Memorial Gym. Pick up your tickets now at Sports World and Hazard. We'll see you in Hazard, USA on the way.
I'd like to remind you once again, of course, about wrestling in Harlan, Kentucky. That'll be on Friday, May 6th, and Paintsville on Friday, May 13th. Friday the 13th in Paintsville, and, of course, this coming week in Hazard, Kentucky. Some great wrestling. And I might point out that advanced ringside tickets are available at Sports World in Hazard.
Let me tell you something. Next week right here in Hazard, Kentucky is going to be the Night of Champions, one of the biggest nights in the history of professional wrestling anywhere in the world, and they've got it. USA Wrestling has brought it right here to Hazard, Kentucky. I'm going to have my Stomper up there. He's been forced to defend his title against the Bullet, but we're making plans to get that mask off of the Bullet and get him out of here for life. You won't have to look at him anymore. I've got some more good friends back here who's got a few words they want to add about these themselves. Gordon.
Hazard, Kentucky, next Saturday night. Probably the best thing that's come to that town in a lot of years. Night of Champions. Johnny Rich, David Rich, you're finally going to get another shot. But by the end of the night, you're going to be just like the rest of them drunken bums up there calling yourselves party boys.
Party boys, I thought it was old stumble, fumble, and fall myself.
Well, I'll tell you what, gentlemen, you may talk in large terms now, but I can assure you that the Riches are out to get the score settled with you two.
You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Riches, top score!
Ladies and gentlemen, with television time remaining, this is the $1,000 Cyclone Stampede match. Making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, Scott Armstrong. And his opponent, entering the ring at this time from the Far East, Shogun.
Well, the Shogun wasting no time in attacking Scott Armstrong, and obviously he wants to eliminate Scott Armstrong as quickly as possible. There's a new man will be coming in there every 60 seconds. Scott Armstrong over his mat. High backdrop on the Shogun.
10 seconds.
Now remember, suddenly there's going to be a third man in that ring.
And then a fourth, Gordon, and then a fifth, and at some point up to 7, and then in the major stampedes coming up starting tonight in Knoxville, as many as 16 men in that ring. As you can see, here's number 3 coming already.
Yep, that's Mike Davis, and now Mike Davis, and obviously it's a double teaming situation here. Both Shogun and Mike Davis after Scott Armstrong. Scott caught Shogun with that super kick.
Super kick put the Shogun out of business there for a second. I see he still hasn't gotten his senses about him. And Scott Armstrong is in there with another man. And here comes, what is this, number 4?
Yep, that's round 6.
And now Scott Armstrong is at a real disadvantage here, Gordon.
No question about that. You've got a 3-on-1 situation here. And I have a hunch that Scott is not going to be with us very long. Oh, boy, is he firing back. I'll tell you what.
10 seconds.
Great move by Scott Armstrong. He's got to accomplish something here, or he's going to be in there very quickly with another man.
All right, the bell just rang. That means that Meltzer...
the Shogun went over the top. You didn't see it on camera there. Shogun was eliminated. Scott Armstrong got him over the top. Great move on Armstrong's part, and he's still in there 3-on-1.
Tommy Lane now, the rock and roll RPMs, and Ron Sexton.
10 seconds.
Bad news for Scott Armstrong, and I just can't believe.
Now you can see that. Looks like they're setting him up for another one off the top. Scott Armstrong's got Ron Sexton down. He's got him out. Ron Sexton's been eliminated. And now you can see both the RPMs are on Tommy. They're on him. There's a clothesline on Scott Armstrong there.
Armstrong now has eliminated 2 men single-handedly. Yeah, they are.
Close. They're
30 seconds.
10 seconds to number 5.
Hold on.
There he is.
Scott Armstrong.
Too late to save Scott, but Davy's in there now.
Davey Rich is battling it out against the rock and roll RPM. Scott Armstrong eliminated.
10 seconds.
You can imagine this match, Gordon, if you just keep continuing to add men. We're up to 15. Oh, my, what a clothesline there on Davey.
30
with a double lariat, but now Johnny Rich is hitting
Davey, but I think there's Johnny. That's right. He is the 7th man.
Johnny Rich and Davey Rich now battling with the rock and roll RPMs. And
down to the last 4. That is all the competitors. That is the 7th man has just come into the ring. All the competitors are in the ring.
All that's left, that's for sure. And Mike Davis smashed into the turnbuckle. And it's Johnny Rich now trying to get Davis.
There you can see Tommy Lane is taking over control of the match.
Let's go. All right, I'll tell you what, we are going to have to... Okay, he's pounding away at him yet. He's still got him in trouble out there. Johnny Rich...
It looks like they made Davis there trying to get Tommy over the top. Now Tommy's got him in a position maybe to get him over the top rope. They're both struggling there to get an elimination. On the far side, you can see Tommy Lane on the far side of the ring there. There you go with Davey trying to get him out. Both the RPMs are struggling to stay involved and stay into the match at this point.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to have to break away here. Should a pinfall or this Cyclone Stampede match while we're away end, why then we'll bring it to you in instant replay. But right now, let's take this brief timeout. Has been eliminated yet.
It's still the four of them, Gordon, and this has been a real Donnybrook. I'll tell you, it's been a real battle. It's seesawed back and forth. The Riches almost had them. The RPMs almost had the Riches. And now it looks like the Riches are back in control at this point. Nobody's been able to gain a pinfall. I don't think anybody's even tried for a pinfall. Everybody's been trying for that over-the-top rope type of elimination.
Well, it's a situation now where Davey and Johnny Rich seem to have things a little bit more under control. Tommy Lane desperately holding on the far side of the ring. And Johnny Rich hanging on the ropes now. Mike Davis catches him once again, and just about anything goes here.
Well, these teams are very evenly matched, even in a regular wrestling contest. And in this type of event, they've shown to be evenly matched here. Nobody seems to be having any luck at making any type of elimination here. It's really been a struggle for both teams and a heck of a battle. And imagine, Gordon, now if there was 15, 16 people at this point in that ring. You know, it's tough to draw the early numbers, but maybe if somebody, 2 or 3 guys like the RPMs draw the early numbers and can eliminate every opponent in the minute that they have, there may be a strategy there. A lot of different strategies involved here. A tremendous event, Gordon.
Yeah, and I know Ron Wright has already talked to the RPM, so they've got some kind of strategy planned.
And I saw him talking to Terry Gordon, I think, last week. He's trying to get anybody and everybody on his side to make any strategy available that is all possible there. And, oh, gosh, you could see Johnny really hurl over that top rope, both the RPMs at once.
Well, now you've got a situation where Davey Rich is left alone, and the rock and roll RPMs look to me like they're going to pick up $1,000. Aha, but they're picking up the chant party.
They sure are picking up that party chant, and these boys are going to have to do something if there's going to be any partying after this one.
Davey Rich in a lot of trouble.
Johnny coming up on the apron on this side, banging. He's trying to keep that crowd involved.
Davey Rich.
Look at see, look like Johnny. Oh, yeah.
Rutherford got one eliminated.
Look at see, both of them.
The second one, he got them both. And this crowd has gone absolutely wild. Listen to this crowd.
Oh, yeah, the Riches. Davey Rich has won it.
Here comes Scott Armstrong.
We got the party now.
Amen to that. Scott Armstrong eliminated 2 of those men. Now here come the party boys.
Congratulations.
Hey, hey. Here.
Your check.
There's your check.
The crowd seems to be telling the story at this point, right, Gordon? Looks like the party boys are in for it here.
Tonight, 32 more, baby!
32,000 more dollars. Well, we're going to have one heck of a party out this out here. And all of y'all are invited, baby.
It was a great win. Great win for Davey. Congratulations, guys. And
win for me. $333
all right. That seems to be the end of that one. Tonight, like he said, is for $32,000, and there's 16 men involved. And they're just getting started. Stampede's going to be in Chattanooga. They're going to be Sevierville. They're going to be all over before it's over.
That's right, over $200,000 in prize money. Let's take a look at the closing segment.
As you can see right here, Gordon, they got the match in control. There goes Mike Davis over the top rope. And on the far side of the ring, I don't know if they're going to get the shot of it here. You can see Davey comes back and he dumps him over the top. And it's a great win for the Party Boys. And I think we got a break right here, don't we?
We do indeed. We'll be back.
It's USA Championship Wrestling coming Thursday, May the 5th, Somerset, Kentucky's National Guard Armory. Then Friday, May the 6th at Harlan, Kentucky's Kaywood High School Gym. Friday, May the 13th at Paintsville, Kentucky at the high school gym. And then next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky's Memorial Gym, match time 8 p.m. for the first annual Night of Champions. The USA Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. The champion, the Mongolian Stomper, defends against the Bullet. The USA Tag Team Championship is the tag team champions, the Rock and Roll RPMs, defend against John Johnny and Davy Rich. Tennessee Heavyweight Championship on the line. Nature Boy Buddy Landell defends against the world's strongest man, Doug Furnace. Hector Guerrero versus Scott Armstrong. The Dog versus Cousin Jr. The Shogun versus Bill Superstar Dundee. Tickets are on sale at Sports World and Hazard. Don't forget, next Saturday night, Hazard, Kentucky, the first annual Night of Champions, 8 o'clock, Memorial Gym. Pick up your tickets now at Sports World and Hazard. We'll see you at Hazard USA on the way.
I ever seen in my life. I haven't ever seen since big. You've got the gall to sit out here, try to tell them people that I cheat and pull underhanded stuff. I have never seen nobody robbed in my life like these two men got robbed out of that $1,000 check in that stampede. They had to match one and rang the bell on 30 seconds to get people out there to help, and it was supposed to be on the money. That man stood out there and he jerked the man over the rope and tripped him. They robbed him. There was no way in the world they could beat him. I've never been so disgusted and seen anything so underhandedly pulled in my life. But now let me tell you something. Tonight the big matches are coming. It's the biggest match in the world. Probably be one of the biggest matches in the history of wrestling going down right here in Knoxville, Tennessee tonight, Gordon. And let me tell you something. You think this thing was something for $1,000? Can you imagine what me and my crew is going to go out there and try to do to them people when we get them in the ring, when there's $32,000 involved in it? That was the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life. Underhanded cheating tactics. Them people come out here and pulled on these men. I want them to have a word to say.
You know it's not going to happen again. Tonight it's not going to happen again. That was the dirtiest, low-down, most underhanded crap I've ever seen in my life. It's going to come down. Riches, it's not over. Anybody that gets in that ring, we're coming for blood. We're coming for blood. And we're going to end it out. What's it wrong? It's going down. It's going to be over.
They've got these people mad up. They've got them mad. They're ready to go down there. We're going to put the hurt on somebody because that's what it's going to take to do it. And it's not going to be over with. But we win that $32,000. Come out of that ring. I'll probably have to get a Wells Cargo van to come and protect us with that money because we've got it as much as got it in our back pocket right now. You agree with that? You people that listen to me, let's work this thing together. There ain't no way
I'll tell you what, it's
we're
all
going to go
come
down there and lose this thing
No
tonight.
question about that. But we'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, I'll tell you, I've seen some mad people in my life, but the rock and roll RPMers are really mad.
Well, I don't feel sorry for them at all, Gordon. And because this is television, there was only 30-second intervals between them, each man arriving at the ring, because this match is going to take a great deal of time. You've got 15, 16 competitors. It takes a long time for everybody to get to the ring. Because this is television, that time element was shortened. And it looks like the Riches did such a great job in the contest that we have a little bit here time for, I guess, the Party Boys.
Okay.
We just want everybody to come out, whether it be caddies at that budget inn, Caesars, or that UT campus with all those gorgeous cheerleaders. The Party Boys
All these pretty women in here today, wherever y'all want to go, let's go party right now, baby.
Who loves you, baby?
The Party Boys love you. Hey, 32 grand tonight, baby.
Something right now, Scott Armstrong. You didn't beat me in the ring a while ago. You pulled my taxes up.
Hold on, hold on. Hey, wait a minute.
We've got an unscheduled match here.
We've got a weird
Like Ron
six, what we
Sexton
got.
wanted a little bit more, and I believe Scott Armstrong's going to oblige him.
Oh, station that you're viewing right now and watching this program. Write to Dream Match. Let us know what match you'd like to see here on USA Championship Wrestling. And who knows, you might be the lucky winner and have your dream match on television. And this battle is still raging on in the ring, Ron, but we're just really close to running out of time.
Well, maybe it's, there goes Sexton again with a great shot. Armstrong put him out again. I hope they can stay with us as long as they can, because I don't know if they're going to stop this fight, Gordon. Even when the program's over, we may be here 3 days from now with this one going on.
You're right about that. But I'll tell you what, our time is completely gone now. And on behalf of Ron Fuller, Gordon Soley saying join us again next week.